Right, before we get into this, I feel like we need to talk because it's not every day I make spaghetti donuts, but that is exactly what we're gonna make today. I've seen these pop up on the internet, I've seen them everywhere, and they just look so interesting. I'm intrigued by them. They started from a little pop-up shop in Smorgasburg in New York by Pop Pasta. They are definitely not a traditional Italian recipe, but they are based on something that's more traditional in classic Italian cooking, which is using up leftover spaghetti and making a frittata pie. But we're actually going to make that frittata pie into donuts. So, let's get down to business. What we're gonna need to do is mix up in a bowl 3 large free-range eggs and some Parmesan cheese. So let's get cracking. I feel like this one is intriguing because baked pasta that is basically baked until it's nice and crispy has texture to it. But when you talk about the flavors that you're gonna add in there with a little bit of marinara sauce, a little bit of pancetta and cheese, you're talking about good things. I feel like we're in business with this and I think it could come together. So we've got eggs, we've got a little bit of Parmesan cheese going in here. And I'm just gonna give that a good mix up just to combine the eggs and Parmesan. Okay, this is looking good. Time for our extra flavors. Now, when I looked at Pop Pasta on their Instagram, they have a whole host of different ones. But the one we're gonna do today is a slightly kind of traditional combination of flavors, which is some marinara sauce and some fried off pancetta. So this goes straight into our mixture. And I'm just gonna give that a good mix through. You've got that lovely salty hit of pancetta in here, combined with the saltiness of the Parmesan cheese. And then to give this a lovely red color, we've got some marinara sauce. Now, look, these are all ingredients you could very easily have in your kitchen. So marinara sauce goes in here. It does look like a holy mess at this point, but stick with me, my friends. We are going to be in pasta donut heaven in just moments. Okay, give it a good mix up. Once that is nicely combined, I'm going in there with what is an essential Italian ingredient, which is a little bit of basil. So I'm just gonna take a good handful of this and finely slice it so that I get nice little slivers of basil running through these pasta donuts. I realize this is not a traditional recipe, and I'm sure if you're an Italian, you're already upset, but stick with me, this is gonna be interesting. Nice little slice on the basil. Really lovely fragrant freshness going on there, which we're now going to murder by making into a donut, but it'll be worthwhile, it'll be worthwhile. I just love that fragrance you get from fresh basil. Get it straight into our mix, and then all I gotta do is mix it on up. Right, we have some lovely spaghetti which is cooked off. You wanna transfer this straight into that mixture and basically get it completely coated. Oh, last little hit is a tiny touch of some sea salt, so give it a very generous amount of sea salt in here, and then just keep mixing basically until it's really nicely combined. Now, the really important thing you do need to make these is one of these little donut ring trays. And the key aspect of this recipe is to make sure that you spray it quite thoroughly with a little bit of oil. Generous spray with oil, and I really emphasize being generous with this because otherwise it is very difficult to get these out. And now, this is where you get to be a little bit creative in the kitchen. You're gonna take up a generous amount of pasta and then just drape it in and around those little donut holes. It doesn't have to be perfect, so you just wanna make sure that each one is nice and tightly compact in there. Once you've kind of got them filled like this, it's important to check that you have a nice even distribution of pasta throughout the pan, and if any of them need a little bit of a top up, just make sure you go in there with a few little extra strands. And now to finish it off, we're just gonna spray it with a little bit more oil over the top, and now this is gonna go into the oven and bake off at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That is about 190 degrees Celsius, and it's gonna bake off for about 15 minutes. What you are looking for is nice, crispy tops to these donuts, and just for them to be cooked all the way through. So into the oven. They have come out of the oven, they have cooled, and now it is the moment of truth. Now we are going to try a pasta donut for the first time. So I'm gonna do a 1, 2, 3 flip, hop. Okay. Hey, they look pretty good. Come on. I mean, you've got pasta, you've got donuts. I think we're in a good place, so I'm gonna try one of these. You know what? I'm not sure I would make this with fresh pasta, but it's definitely a great way of using up leftover pasta. The flavor is really good. The texture is really cool because, you know, when you have pasta in a big bowl, it's all about the silky textures. This is a little bit different. It's about the crunchiness. It's about those little bits that have caught on the side of the pan. Overall, I feel like I can stand up and say it is worthwhile trying to make a pasta donut. It is full of flavor. It's a great way of using up leftover pasta. And I think you should definitely give them a go. Now, I'm pretty sure this will be a controversial one in the comment section, but if you think you would try these pasta donuts, please let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to check out Pop Pasta, who are the original inventors of these fantastic little pasta donuts. If you want the recipe for these ones, you can check it out in the box below over on my website. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I promise I won't be murdering Italian recipes on the daily, but if you subscribe, you'll get lots of great pasta recipes and a whole host of other great home cooking recipes too. Leave us the comment in the box below, and of course, we'll see you soon. Cheers. You do want to make sure that these are, oh, there's a fly, right on my hand. He's right on my hand, he's taking the okay. Okay, right, that's that sorted.